So today we're going to take a look at long division and a step-by-step guide using a method called D.M.S.T, which stands for divide, multiply, subtract and take down the next number. So we've got three examples for you. 5 going into 765. So how many 5s are in 765? How many 26s are in 910? And then lastly, how many 17s are in 6205? So the first example we have is 5 going into 765. So we'll rewrite it in the middle so we have some more space. 5 going into 765. So first we divide. So the first number, 7 divided by 5. How many 5s are in 7? We simply have 1. Then we multiply 1 times 5 to give 5. We then subtract, so 7 minus 5 gives us 2. And then T for take down the next number, which is 6. So we now have a new number of 26. And we want to find out how many 5s are in 26. So 5 5s are 25. So 5 times 5 gives us 25. Subtract 26 minus 25 gives us 1. And lastly, T for take down the next number, which is 5, comes down, giving us 15. And now a new number. So 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And we can check if there's any remainders by multiplying the 5 by the 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And if we subtract those two numbers, we're left with 0. So we now know there's 153 5s in 765. So move on to the next example, which is 26 going into 910. So how many 26s are in 910? So 26 into 9 won't work because 9 is smaller than 26. So what we have to do is go into the next number, which is 1, and we have 91. So it's how many 26s are in 91? Well, if we went to the side and think 1 times 26 gives us 26, 2 times 26 would give us 52, 3 times 26 would give us 78. Can we go to 4? 4 times 26 would give us 104, which is more than 91. So we can't use 4, so what we do is we use 3. So put the 3 up top and then multiply 3 times 26, which we know to be 78. We then subtract, so 91 minus 78 gives us 13. And then lastly, we take down the next number, which is 0. So this time we want to know how many 26s are in 130. So we know from here, 4 times 26 is 104. So let's go to the next number, which would be 5 times 26, which gives us 5 times 6 is 30. Put the 3 here and have 0. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 3 gives us 130. And there we have it, 130. Place the 5 up here. And just to check that there's no remainders, 130 minus 130 gives you 0. So there we go, we have 35 26s in 910. So we've got one final last example for you. This time we want to find out how many times does 17 go into 6,205. So again, we'll take it to the middle so we've got some more space. 17 going into 6,205. So first thing we do is divide. So 6 divided by 17, or how many 17s are in 6? Again, it won't work because 6 is smaller than 17 and there's no 17s in 6. So we have to take it to the next number and use 62. So how many 17s are in 62? Well, if we think 17 times 1 would be 17. 17 times 2 would be 34. 17 times 3 would give us 51. The 51 is very close to 17, so can we go one more? If we went 17 times 4, we would have 17 times 4, 4 7s are 28, 2 goes here, the 8 goes down there, 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 2 is 6, which is 68, which is more than 62. So we cannot use 4, we have to use 3. So we then multiply 3 times the 17, which gives us 51. So S for subtract 62 minus 51. 2 minus 1 is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. So we then T for take down the next number. So we now want to find out how many 17s are in 110. So we know that 4 times 17 will give us 68. So we know that this number is more than 4. So what if we were to go to 5? So again, we're not wanting to use a calculator, so we can do it by hand. So 17 times 5. So 7 5s are 35. The 3 goes up top, the 5 goes here. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 85. Now, we want to find out how many 17s are 110. So can we go one more? Let's see what would happen if we were to times 17 by 6. 6 times 7 is 42. The 4 goes here, 2 goes there. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. 102. So 102 is less than 110, and if we were to add 17 on to 102, we would have 119. So we know that 6 is the correct number. We now multiply 6 times 17, which we know to be 102. So now what we have to do is subtract 110 minus 2. So 110 minus 102 would give us 8. And then lastly, T for take down the next number. So the 5 comes down to give us 85. So we now want to know how many 17s are in 85. And if we take a look at our working, we've done 1, 2, 3 and 4. We then did 17 times 5, which is 85. So we know that 17 times 5 is in fact 85. So if we then multiply, we have 85. And if we were to subtract, we'd have 0. So we know there's no remainder. So we now know that there's 17 times 365 gives us 6,205. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.